afternoon, Dr. Candace. How are you today? Good morning, good afternoon, everybody out there. How are you?
I am doing good, Dr. T. That's Tyra. I am doing excellent today. My body is and mind is winding down because I'm on edge. Why I'm on edge? Because I'm going on vacation in a week. I can't wait. I got one more week.
All right now. I'm not look, I love it. I
Yeah,
love that you take your vacations every 3 months.
every
Let
three.
me tell y'all, when I get to that level, I'm going to be just like Dr. Candace, y'all. I'm going to be out there taking my vacations as well. Let me tell y'all, because I
Yes.
feel like I feel like I got to work when I go on vacation. And it's so funny because I do have something planned, right? And just as I planned it, got everything planned out, right? And I got an email about April 30th. I got two emails. So I'm getting ready to send a message out, right? And I was like, oh, let me go see if she want to go to this thing. We go do this golf thing. It was a women's golf thing for my alumni association. So I said, okay, yeah, we can go do the golf thing. Bye, 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 bye. Soon as I get that, what you think came through? We would like to have you speak at our event. Blah,
Oh,
blah, 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 virtual. Here I go. I'll be speaking. I'll do golf at another time.
I get it. I get it.
You
Right.
got to pick and choose your battles.
Pick and choose, and you chose.
Pick
That's
and
right.
choose your
I
battles.
thank
Pick
you
and
for
choose
that.
your
You pick
battles.
and chose your battles. But yes, you are absolutely right. Every 3 months, every 90 days, every 3 months, I take two
Mhm.
weeks off. I work. And on that 3 months, I take 2 weeks off for my mental and physical health. And I've been doing that and it has been wonderful. And I am blessed. I am so God bless me to be able to do that because I needed it. The older we get, is I can't tolerate too much. I look back where I used to work 6 and 7 days straight. I said, I can't
Mhm.
do that. How we doing it? And
Girl.
I used to work 10 years, 7 years without any type of holiday, any type of vacation, any
Mhm.
type of rest. I
Mhm.
need this for my mental and physical health because what we do, we serve and we
Mhm.
hear everything. We're Velcro.
Yes.
Everything that, when people that we counsel and people that we serve, whether it's mental or physical health, they come to us and they throwing all their cares and all
Yes.
their troubles on us. So we're Velcro. And sometimes it's stick. And this is us, Dr. T. We have to oh, I got to get that up off me. I can't have that be all right. So I have to take it for my mental and physical health. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this. And I'm looking forward to it. So every time it comes to that, I have a week, my body reacts. My body,
Mhm.
I always say the body is the first to get, and my
Yes.
body reacts, and my body like, we're not really here. I'm like, yeah, we got one more week. Come on, we can do this.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Again, I love that you do that, And I just said, I know I have a lot of things that I have to work on, till I get to that point. So I'm working. I'm
That's
working. I'm gonna get there. So hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months, I will be there.
right.
And I could, but I did, I did accomplish one of my goals, what though.
Okay.
And one of the goals that I wanted to accomplish was making sure that I created a schedule that was workable for me. So the schedule that I created for myself is I work every other Sunday and I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with Thursday as an administrative day. Friday is my day off to do all of my weekly errands because it's always errands that we need to do that's
That's right.
Monday through Friday errands, right? That can't be done on Saturday. So I save that day for that. And I love that I was able to create that for myself. I started with doing every Monday and every Friday off. But now I do Thursday, Friday, and it works out. And with us being, with being in a remote setting, right, and being able to provide services remotely, this is, it frees up a lot of my schedule,
Good.
so to speak, and that's our topic for the day, everybody. Telemental health pros and cons.
That's
So you'll be hearing from two providers, and we'll be talking to y'all about that today.
Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely. And welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mental Health Minute. We are so glad that you're here with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also share. Tell everybody, tell everyone. Yes, because we love being here with you. So welcome, welcome. And Dee, you are one of our biggest supporters. And I want to thank you and welcome you. And you just what you just with us. Mental Health Minute. You just always with us, and we love it.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Welcome, Dee and Janelle. Love that you both could make it today. Thank
Yes,
you both
Neil.
for
Thank you.
joining us.
Yes.
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 So,
So what we always do every y'all know we do this every Friday.
mhm.
We gonna just slide into it for the mental health minute. We always have the tea. We gonna slide into the tea with Dr. T because that's why I call it that Dr. T. She always got the tea. So we gonna get ready and slide on into that.
So y'all see me sipping on my tea today, right?
Right?
So, all right. So it's been so much happening in the media over the past couple days, right? So one of the stories that I want to talk about in regards with Tea Time with Tyra is I want to talk about the situation with Chris Brown. So apparently he had um he had some relations with a woman or whatever, and apparently she decided that because he wasn't responding, I guess the way that she wanted him to respond, she decided that she was going to sue him for $20 million and say that he raped her. He raped her and she was suing for $20 million. Now, what is happening at this point, he had text messages, right? And so the text messages said that, said basically everything that she was saying to him in regards to this, which made the allegations not appear as rape at all. It appeared as two consensual people. However, the text messages, in my opinion, was one sided because he hadn't responded to some of the stuff that she was sending. And so with that, it was just like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? You know, and it says, somebody had posted on their page. So if Chris Brown didn't have those texts, y'all would have automatically took the woman's side. Sad part is somebody can come out tomorrow saying the same thing and y'all will still side with her. And
Exactly.
sad that that men feel this way, but at the same time, they right. They
Yes.
are right, and it's sad, that at this point we need to stick up for our men and our women who have had allegations brought up against them that was false, because we see
Absolutely.
this happening all the time, where people are out here trying to how can I they're opportunists, and
Yes.
they try to do what they can to get money from people, who may be extremely wealthy. And when
Mhm.
you look at this particular situation, you see you see a lot of stuff that's wrong here, with all of this, and granted, there's a lot of people out there having sex with people that they're not in a romantic relationship with, right? um but at the same time, it's just like, why why put yourself out there and make an accusation against someone? The problem is she didn't expect him to say those text messages.
Absolutely. I totally get that. She was not expecting that. So my take on this is
Mhm,
it's a two-parter for me, and it
mhm.
didn't. I like what you said when you said this is sad that we have to go through that because it also there are so many women that are being violated. That is why the
Yes.
Me Too movement a couple of years ago came out and they
Mhm,
created the Me Too movement because it was so many women that have been violated for years and years to come and still to this day that don't want to come out. That is one of the reasons why a lot of women that are being violated and mistreated keep it hush hush because sometimes they're not, we don't believe them as a society of as a whole. And it's they like I'm not even gonna say anything, especially if it's a powerful individual such as Chris Brown, due to he is an entertainer, so he has some power there. So, but that diminishes, that taint the movement that the women, the Me Too movement, have created. That taints that because now the women that has fought so hard and has had things happen to them and different allegations and different things. It's like, where are we? You're not going to believe us. And then you have women like this that are opportunists that will be in situations with certain powerful men or men with some type of clout or men that are in entertainment, and they do this and they do it for money. It was already premeditated. And she didn't get what she expected. She thought it was going to turn into something else. Maybe it would last a couple of months or probably get a bag out of it. You know how they want, probably get something out of it. So it didn't turn out to what she wanted. So she tried to extort and blackmail. And by him keeping those texts, I'm going to go ahead and say it saved his life. It saved his life. And I
Mhm.
agree. The same energy everyone was giving this young man when the allegations first came out and he was called certain things, maybe a predator or rapist or this and that, and all you're in the entertainment business and you're just like allegedly the other guy, Trey Songs. I have to say allegedly because we don't know.
Right.
Allegedly him in the same category.
Hmm.
And now he had these text messages. So now the allegations come out to not be true.
Hmm.
He do deserve a public apology because you publicly humiliated him.
Right.
So yeah, so that's really sad. It's a
Hmm.
double-edged sword. It's like, so the women that have been violated and
Hmm.
came across this and was with the Me Too movement and the ones that's joining today, because
Right.
every 3 seconds a woman is abused,
Sexually
whether it be
assaulted. Yes.
emotionally, sexually, whatever
Hmm.
is abused. Every
Yes.
3 seconds. And it
Yes.
can be by powerful people, such as people in the entertainment business, different directors. They really actors and they're going actresses and they're going to out for a movie and then they come in and they're going for audition and they're treated a certain way.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
now they don't want to come out and say anything about this powerful gentleman because they would not be believed. Then
Right.
you have the opportunities. So what do we do?
Hmm.
My opinion, and this is my unsolicited advice, but this is our show, so I'm gonna give it.
There you
My
go.
opinion, right? My opinion is what we should do as a whole, as a people, as society. We can't be too quick to jump. So I know some of the ladies are saying, wait a minute, you're a woman. I know, and proud of being a woman. But
Right.
we cannot be too quick to jump because just as this young lady, we was quick to jump on her side because she is a woman and we should be protected. Let's protect our women. However, we got to find the facts first. So moving forward, I think we should find the facts. What you think, Dr. T?
I
Does
think
that
so
make
also.
sense?
My thing is, I want to protect the truth.
There you go.
You know what I mean? My thing is, we could protect, we gonna protect our own sex all day, right? But at the end of the day, bottom line is the truth. Okay, I want to protect the truth because the bottom line is there's so many people out there that fabricate so many different stories out there that it makes no sense. You know what I mean? The things that they're doing, and so I want to protect the truth. Be honest and forthright. You know what I mean? Granted, I'm pretty sure this young lady, her feelings was hurt because he did not want to have sex with her again or didn't want to be in a committed relationship with her or whatever she thought she was going to achieve, by sleeping with him, right? We get it. We get it. It happens. But going to this measure, I think was a bit much. And the thing is, people think everybody don't save their text messages, right? So let me give all of y'all a little bit of information. So you know how y'all delete your messages off your phone? Believe it or not, you can contact your carrier and they can all be retrieved. Okay. And this is the piece that people don't know. Same when you delete stuff on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. Oh, they have corporate numbers. You can call them and get all that stuff back. Okay. They'll
That's
give it back
good
to you in the post. You're
information.
not going to get it right away, but you will get it. Okay. And that's the piece that a lot of people don't understand. So whether he saved it on his phone or not, which we know he did, you know what I mean? He could have still got it either way. You
Yes,
know, he could have still got it either way. But you cannot do this to people,
exactly. That's
and
great info. I like that, Dr. T. I didn't know that. And
mhm.
I save different stuff from different people that I correspond with because we need those receipts. right?
Hello, all the time, all the time.
Yeah, you want to have those receipts just in case. And it's so unfortunate, back in the day.
Hmm.
I love our old school days. I'm a Gen Xer and proud of it. And I
Hmm.
love back in the day when we didn't have cell phones and all this fancy technology. Yes, it
Girl.
helps. And we're gonna talk about that because that's our main topic. So we're gonna talk about all the fancy technology and the telehealth
Hmm.
and this and that. However,
Hmm.
I like when you got something to say, you got to pick up the phone and write a letter. I like
Yep.
that. So I
Hmm.
bet back in the day, see, back in the day, Dr. T, you know this because you're a Gen Xer like I, like
Hmm.
myself. We both Gen Xers. And back in the day, stuff like this didn't happen as much. Because what you gonna do? Who you telling? It was word of mouth, or you gotta write a letter. Because
Yep.
what's social media?
Mm-mm. Wasn't no social media at all. None. Not a drop of it.
I know you gotta write a letter or call them on the phone. Or go to the payphone
Hmm.
with no cell phone. Yes. So I love that. Absolutely. So my heart goes out to both of them because
Yes.
obviously there is something wrong. And as a mental health professional, you and I, we know
Hmm.
that that young lady either need to speak with someone or there's
Hmm.
something wrong or a little off because you cannot operate in the world like that. Sweetie,
Right.
that's not reality. So
Hmm.
obviously there is something wrong and I wish her the best and I hope
Hmm.
she gets the help she may need. And I
Right.
wish Chris Brown the best as well. And
Yeah,
I hope that he is able to overcome this as well.
I do too. I do too. Yep.
Absolutely. So
Yes. And so our next,
for the TT.
well, look, I tell you always something. So the next part of the T, this is a topic. We only going to do two T's today. So this one is about flirting. So I seen a post and I sent it to Dr. Candace. It was on True Loveology on Instagram, and the post was flirting is cheating because it's breaking boundary within a committed relationship. In a committed relationship, we agree to give certain parts of ourselves to our partner. When we're flirting, we're giving sexual interest and attention that only our partner should get. We're giving it to somebody else.
Hmm.
So, what do you
That
think
is
about that?
interesting. However, I'm gonna go now. I miss everybody that know and that's come on here to the mental health minute. No, I miss devil's advocate. I
Uh huh.
totally disagree. I totally disagree. I don't think it's flirting. I mean, I don't think it's unhealthy. I don't think it's cheating. Actually, I think it's very healthy because I'm gonna tell you something. Don't no man want somebody don't nobody else want. Come on now. I mean, I don't think that's wrong with it. When you start to use words, now it's
Hmm.
disrespectful. But if someone like if you had dinner with someone, you had dinner with your significant other, with your partner, and the waitress is over and she comes over and she's paying I don't want to say paying a little bit more attention to the
Hmm.
male, but a little flirting is going on. Hey, that's healthy. It's okay. If there's a look, there's okay. Now he can't be following her booty as she walk away from the table. Now wait a
Right.
minute, but it's harmless to me. I think my opinion is when you think that it is a problem, that's insecurity to me.
Right.
That's
Hmm.
insecure to me because it's actually harmless. Flirting is healthy, keeps you on your toes. And I don't want don't nobody else want. I'm married. I don't want to be the only woman that want him. Because I'm be like, wait a minute, what's wrong with that? I'm the only woman that want you. I think it's healthy, and then
Hmm.
it can be a mature thing as well to me.
Yeah.
It's a healthy thing. Now, when
Hmm.
words are exchanged and involved, now that's where
Uh-huh.
it's like, what you say? Now you're going too far. But when it's a look here and a smile here, it's just flirty, you
Right.
know. Especially if it's a situation that's gonna benefit us. We getting concert tickets, and the little chick at the front, she like, well, we only have mezzanine, and then she think my husband is handsome, and she say, but you know what? I think I can get you two in the front. Babe, don't smile at us so we can get that two in the front. She said, yeah, we gonna get two in the front because you tall and handsome. So we gonna go and sit in the front. I think it's harmless. Now that's
Hmm.
my opinion. It's healthy.
Right.
What's your opinion, Dr. D?
I mean, I think when it comes to flirting, I know, for me, I think it's harmless, but I also think you need to know who you're with. Okay. Because sometimes people can be dating or married to someone who takes the flirtation to a whole nother level. Right. And sometimes they don't know who they're flirting with. and they end up in a situation like, one of those Lifetime movies, because they done took the flirting too far. So I think, with that, you really have to know who you with and know the capability of your mate. And I'm gonna say for yourself as well, because some of us do things where we flirt with people and don't realize we're flirting with individuals.
I agree.
But the thing is just like you need to be mindful of your mannerisms, mindful of the things that you're saying to people, because at the end of the day, I took a lot of training on for body language, right?
Hmm.
And when it comes to body language, tone, um, uh, expression, you know what I mean? All of that plays a role in flirting. And if you're not aware of how you're looking and how you're handling things, you can cause a lot of problems. I mean, because you can say to somebody, "How you doing?" And "how you doing" means "how you doing," but then you go, "How you doing?" And that can mean like, "Oh,
Absolutely.
hey, how you doing? So what's up?" It
Yes.
is a number of ways that you can say things where it doesn't come, where it can go from a good way where it's just a whole non-sexual type of situation to a whole sexual type of situation. You know what I mean? Because you do
Absolutely.
have some people that like the body roll or all of that kind of nonsense when they talking to people. So you just have to be mindful of that when addressing people, because you just don't want to end up in a situation where it gets out of hand. You
Exactly.
don't need that. You don't
I
need that.
totally agree with you. I
Yeah.
do. I agree with you because you're right, especially with touching, especially with different in
Hmm.
words and touching,
Hmm.
and you do have to be mindful of that as well. So it is harmless, but it can pivot and go left real quick.
Yep.
Absolutely. Did we have a comment?
Yeah, D said my hubby used to flirt and he would trip on the boardwalk from rubbernecking. I know that's right. Paybacks is a trip, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. So when it's harmless, but it can pivot the other way. It can, because it
Mhm.
depends on who it with. And then I will add this. I will add this. Some are just natural flirts. Some
Yeah,
people are just natural flirt. And then you'll be
yeah.
looking at them and like, you a flirt. They're like, oh my God, I'm flirting. I didn't know that.
Mhm,
Some people
mhm.
just natural flirt. Dr. T, would you think of yourself as a natural flirt?
I would say no, because
Really?
mm-mm, I flirt with intent.
Oh,
Okay.
why I'm picking up the opposite from you? That's because your tone is always nice. You have a really nice voice. You
Hmm.
wear this beautiful red lipstick, and you're so sweet. So all
Hmm.
that's just flirtish to me.
Yeah, no, I flirt with intent.
Okay.
So it's and so what I mean by flirting with intent is, for everybody that's like, what the hell is flirting with intent? So if I want you, I flirt with you. So if I'm into you, I will flirt with you. If I'm not interested, you won't get any type of you will never say Tyra flirted with you because she didn't. Okay. And so that's what I mean by intentional flirting. Hey babe, how you doing? You know, what you need, I will go into, wink wink and all of that, doing all the little, frou frou stuff, but for the most part, it's with intent. Never, never cross the lines with folks. And I guess, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. For me, it's been good because I've never had any type of accusations brought up against me for
Absolutely.
doing, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And so, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking it would be natural because you're so kind and sweet and your tone and then the red lipstick and just. So it's like it's just natural. And Ty was like, I wasn't flirting with you. I'm sorry you got
But you
that.
know what? Nobody, I'm being completely transparent right now. Nobody has ever made the assumption. Is
Okay.
is never ever ever has anybody
Okay.
ever mistaken in like my mannerisms or anything for
Because
being
your
flirtatious.
mannerisms are so beautiful, so sweet. Like I know I'm not a natural flirt. I
I
know I'm not a flirt at all. I'm just
mhm.
Funny, nerdy Candace. That's it. I
Mhm. Yeah, it's like mine. I guess I don't know. Like, and
don't
it's like so
even
funny. I never asked anybody how do I come off. I want
right?
to ask somebody that.
You ask someone, yeah, because me, I don't even think I know how to flirt, to be honest. I don't. I'm just Candace. And yeah, that is something to think about. I like that. I like that tea right there.
Yeah,
That's something to think about.
intentional flirting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I want to
Mhm.
hear from the audience as well.
Mhm.
I like that. Do you flirt? And if you do you flirt with intent or is it just natural? Are you just a natural flirt? We would love to hear from you. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
D said, what did D say?
He said, "Yes, I'm friendly, but no intentions behind it."
Got it.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
like
got it.
yeah. I mean, I'm friendly, but like only time is intentional is with the individual that I'm trying to get at.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
If if I'm attracted to you, I'm flirting with you. But I'm not going to come off, with that type of mannerism, all the time. Like I see people that do, and then
Mm-hmm.
they get mad when all the mixed messages go left, north, left, south, east, west, and all that, and people be, oh well, I didn't know. Well, you shouldn't have been. What are you doing? And now you all in your feelings because somebody said something wrong to you,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
I see that all the time with
Yes.
people.
Yes. And I think we're talking about that next week, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Boundaries, yeah, boundaries.
Boundaries, absolutely.
Hmm.
That has a
That's
lot to do with it.
hmm
Absolutely. We're going to get into that one next week because you are so right. That happens a lot. And then people are like, well, I didn't mean to do that because you crossed the boundary. Absolutely. Yes. Well, the
hmm
tea with Dr. T this week was amazing as always.
Yes. Yes. So I'm gonna give y'all the teaser for next week, so y'all know what we're talking about next week as we start talking about it a little bit just now.
That
Oh,
is next week.
that
Yes.
will be next week. Boundaries. So,
Absolutely. And I cannot wait to talk about that because I am big on boundaries. Absolutely. But
yes.
this week on the Mental Health Minute, we are going to talk about this week. We are talking about the pros and cons of telemental health or just telemedicine.
Mhm.
Telemental health, telemedicine, teletherapy, everything tele. And that means on the computer, from the phone to text messages. So we're
Mhm.
going to get into it. And again, welcome to the Mental Health Minute. So, I am pretty sure, Dr. T, I'm pretty sure the audience and everyone else may know that since this pandemic, a lot of us has had to pivot over to telemental health. And as
Yeah.
I was doing my statistic, as you know, myself and Dr. T, we think we are statistics experts. Yes, we do. We are
Mhm.
honorary statistic experts that 83% of mental health and medical professionals have pivoted over to telemental health. You even got your primary care. Your primary care where you have to show up for your annual to get your checkup. Now you could do it telemental health. I mean, you can do teletherapy, telemental health, all of that, telemedicine. Everything has pivoted over to that.
Mhm.
83%. And especially since the pandemic has
Yeah.
happened. But for the case and for this show, we are talking about teletherapy. So, Dr. T, roll us and start us off. What's going on with teletherapy? And actually, what is it?
All right. So, to give all of you an update on what teletherapy is, I'm going to give y'all an accurate definition because basically what it is providing therapy or providing a medical service, right? And it's done through telephone, it's done through Zooms, it's done through any fashion of technology, right? It's not done in a traditional setting. It is pretty much the treatment. It is the treatment of. Wait a minute, no, that's not what it is. Look, look, I found the definition. I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not it. But pretty much what it is be any type of therapy that you're receiving through video conferencing materials,
Yes.
telephone, things of that nature, right? And so this has been going on during the pandemic. the number of sessions for telehealth, telemental health has increased. Were offices doing it in the past? People were, some professionals were doing this in the past, right? However, in the last 3 years, it increased. It increased by, double. It's like where we
Double.
were at, where it was like 20%, we went all the way to like 80% now.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. And Dr. T is right. A lot of mental health professionals were using telemental health before the pandemic, and I am one of them. I started using telemental health 6 years ago. I started,
Mhm,
even though I had a brick and mortar at the time, I had a physical office where my clients will come and we
mhm,
sit down and we talk and we do our sessions. However, during the pandemic, especially when we went on lockdown and we had to quarantine,
mhm,
we everyone went to telemental health. And I'm
mhm,
like, oh, so welcome to my world. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I
mhm.
closed down my brick and mortar due to it because I said, oh, I like this. I don't need it now. Everyone just went on there. And it is some great benefits and it's some pros and cons. So we're going to get into that as well. What are some of the cons, Dr. T, with having teletherapy, with using teletherapy through some of the platforms that you discussed?
Okay, so some of the cons that we have, right? It relies on internet. Some people don't have Wi-Fi services, don't have any type of might not have a computer or a tablet or something, and so they don't have access to a lot of the devices that they need to be able to have these sessions. And so that's one and two. That's actually two cons that have it: not having the proper internet service and not having the proper devices. um Generational differences, right? Older people do are not receptive to using these type of things, with going on a Zoom. They like Zoom. Is Zoom similar to a fax, or Doxy Me? Like a lot of medical professionals use Doxy Me. Psychology Today has a platform that everybody use. A lot of the hospital use a form called Blue Jeans, which is another platform that they use. But again, a lot of people still don't have smartphones. And if they don't have a smartphone, they're not able to access any of these type of telehealth uh technology devices, right? It limits access, right? Limits access, limits assessment. And the limited assessment is because you can't physically go in. If you have an appointment with, let's say, your gynecologist, how are you going to be able to do a telehealth appointment? You know what I mean? Certain medical situations that we have, we're unable to get treated the way we would normally do in a traditional fashion, where we'll be able to, where they could actually touch and feel the patient, to understand exactly what's going on, because we're in a platform similar to what we're doing right now, and they have to describe all of our symptoms, right? Whereas they can't really see what's going on. Another con is geographical barriers, location, where we at. That type of barrier is an issue. And then the number one con to all of this is security. Okay. You
Yes.
cannot be in a safe space that you feel like talking about your issues, whether it's mental health, whether it's your physical health. Either one, they go hand in hand when it comes to telehealth, right? And we want you to be able to be in a safe environment to be able to share what's going on, so that you can get the proper mental health treatment and physical health treatment that is humanly possible, that is needed for you to be able to thrive and for you to be able to survive. What is your take on that, Dr. Candace?
Yes, for the pro or for the cons, like you said, I totally love that. But also body cues. So everything that Dr. T has mentioned as well, Dr. Tyra was right on it, beautifully said, all of hers. But then also body cues. One of the cons with teletherapy or telemedicine, like she stated, I would like to say body cues because a lot of times when we are over the phone or on the computer or whether it be chat, because there's a lot of things that you can use for teletherapy, whether it's phone, it's chat, it's email, whatever it may be. The body cues tell us as medical professionals a lot of what's going on, a lot of what you're not saying. Also, body language. Body language tell us a lot of what you're not saying because you may say one thing but feel another, and your body will tell us exactly what's going on. So that's kind of hard to do when it's on the computer like this or it's on the phone, whatever it may be. Another one, like she mentioned as well, area. Some people are in a rural area and they can, the reason why that's a con, if you're in a rural area, and the reception can be off, whether it's with your phone or with the internet, and also anxiety. I know some people are saying, what you mean anxiety, Dr. C? Let me explain. When you are battling some, not all, but some people that battle with high anxiety or different anxiety disorders want the interaction with their therapist or the mental health professional or their doctor. So they would like to come in. Being on a computer or some type of setting that we're in now, whether it be text or chat or phone or the computer where it's video chat like we are now, that can create anxiety. And if you already have anxiety, now you are stressed over that. So those are just some of the cons that I have seen. And it's more, some people feel that we're not building authentic relationship with the professional because they're not there. So some people are like, am I really getting the help that I need and also deserve because I'm not there in front of them? You absolutely are, and we're going to talk about that as well as we roll into the advantages. And another disadvantage as well for not receive, for telemental health, which and not just mental health, physical health, like she said, a lot of health and different therapies that you need and different modalities that we would like to use with you, you have to be in office for some of them. You really do. So those are just some. So we like to meet people where they are, but sometimes you may have to go into office, but we're going to talk about that as well. So does that make sense? Some of the things that I brought to the forefront about some of the different, especially the language, the body language, and the different body cues that we need to know. So Dr. T, let me ask you, being the expert and the professional here as well,
Mhm.
because I know that you do
Mhm.
teletherapy and
Yes.
telemental health.
Mhm.
What is some of the advantages, I'm sorry, disadvantages that the professional may run into?
Some of the disadvantages that a professional runs into is I know for me, um, again, technology. I might contact consumers. They may not be able to connect. Um, the second thing is with telehealth is having that connection with the client, right? Sometimes you might not mesh well with the client, and so with that, that can be a problem, because the thing is you want to have some kind of a connection with them. The third thing is like I specialize in anger management. So for me, specializing in anger management, I really need to see when I'm treating anger clients, I really need to see their mannerisms. I need to see their behaviors. I need to see, because you're talking to me like, and if they don't have technology such as a phone that has capabilities for us to actually do a FaceTime call, then it's a problem. And so I need to be able to see exactly what you're looking like. What are you looking like? Because the thing is, people paint you a picture over the phone of, if you're doing a lot of phone sessions, because I lately that's what I've been doing a lot of. And it's just like, oh, I'm doing good, everything is fine, and you hear it in the voice. But honestly, I need to actually see you. When I see you, then I can really gauge and know exactly, okay, what are you doing, what are you going through, and actually seeing the actual emotion, seeing him, how it makes you feel. And so as a provider, these are two of the issues that we are faced with when we are doing therapy services, provided through through the platforms, the various platforms, you know. Yeah. So what about you, Dr. Candace? What are experiences have you been experiencing? What are some of the disadvantages you've been having?
Some of the disadvantages I have come across be doing teletherapy for my clients is in the beginning a connection. It is already difficult for the consumer that I am counseling. It's already difficult for the consumer to come to me and to open up because they never met me, and we trying to build that bond. So for me as the expert and the professional, I still have to maintain my ethic ability and still stay within the realm of having my ethics and my standards, but trying to build that connection and that trust. It's I have to work, and this is the mental health minute. We're always transparent and candid here. I have to go a little extra mile because we're either on the phone or on the computer. So I'm gonna be honest here. I work hard as hell. I'm working harder when it's on the phone or on the camera because they don't get to get all the experience that they would get if we were in front of one another. If I can say that, they don't get to experience, So I work even harder to build that connection with the people that I counsel because they deserve and they need that. So that's one connection, and another is that breakthrough, that breaking into them to build that trust. Because I notice for me, I'm like, wow, it's harder because I need to get them to trust me to open up and be candid and put everything on the table. In order for me to help you, you got to be honest with me. You want me to meet you where you at, so where are you? I need you to be honest with me. And when we're on the phone or video, like Dr. T said, they will say, I'm okay, I'm doing good when I know you're not, because we hear it. So it's been that breakthrough, it's been the trust, it's been that connection. However, I have been able and blessed and grateful. I've been able to do those things. It's been harder though, since they're not in front. So that's been difficult for us, well, especially difficult for me with the consumer, that breakthrough, that trust, and getting that. So that has been one, so that's just some of the cons for us as the expert in trying to do what we need to do and bring to what we need to bring. So for the consumer, Dr. T, let me ask, what some of the pros on the consumer side that telemental health, what are the pros for telemental health for the consumer?
Well, some of the pros is number one, they can make their appointments and they can make them on time. That's a pro. Okay, I know I sound probably kind of harsh with it, but before, come on, let's keep it 100. People run late for everything, but they able to make it to that appointment on time now because at this point we're doing it on your schedule, right? And if you got to call in for it, you're able to get there, a lot sooner because you're doing it from wherever location you are. So geographically, it's helping you, right? It helps when you live in rural areas. Like if you live in a rural area and you're not able to get into the city, so to speak, right? It helps with that. So now you can, meet with your professional. It cuts the cost, right? Some telehealth sessions are cheaper than it is going into the office, where sometimes a doctor might cost $150. You do a telehealth session, it's costing you 75, and so it helps with that. The spread of illnesses. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna keep it 100. I felt like at one point, every time I would go to my doctor's office, I would go in perfectly fine just for a checkup. I felt like every time I left there, I left with something, and two days later, I would end up sick. And I'm like, how the hell I get sick when I went in there with nothing? I come out with something. Like this is not good,
Mhm.
And I felt like that was happening. And so with that spread of illnesses, nope. It's easy to get your follow-ups. You're able to follow up a lot easier now because everything is done through phone. It saves you a lot of time. Time, time, time. It's convenient. It reduces, again, I'm going to reiterate this again. It reduces the cancellations and the no-shows.
Yes, that's one of mine. That's my top.
Uh-huh. Look, and you can reach more clients. You as a consumer, you can reach more of the doctors that you want to see. We as the professionals, we can reach more patients, more clients all over.
I
And so
totally
that's the pros for telehealth and telemental health.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say, I'm going to revert back for the experts, for the professionals, such as myself and Dr. Tyra. You know, another pro for us, what's a pro for us? We are able to chart on time with telemental health. I get it done more and faster and quicker, and I'm getting it out. But when I was brick and mortar and I had to be there, and this client after client, now I have more time. We got more time to eat, go to the bathroom, rest, take a walk. There you go. We have more time because we need that. Absolutely. So for mine, the one of the pros for the consumer as well is, like she said, less no shows. You are able to make your appointments, less no shows for us, so we don't have to charge all those cancellation fees, and you're able to make. And also the illness, I like that. Even if you have the flu, you could just have a flu, common cold, sinuses, or wake up with a migraine, take an Excedrin, and say, you know what? I still can have my appointment with Dr. Tyra. You can still do it because it's in the comfort of your own home, which I'm going to slide into number three, comfortability. You're comfortable. You're in your own setting, especially after you didn't drop the kids off, if you have kids, or the husband at work, or whether you live alone. You're in a comfortable setting. So those difficult and those hard conversations won't seem as hard to have, and things that you may not want to share with myself or Dr. T become a little easier when you're in the comfort of your own home. You know, you're in the comfort of your own home. So even if you drink a glass of wine before you do your telehealth, that's all right. You're in the comfort of your own home. You can't do it in our office, but you can do it at home. So you're in the comfort of your own setting, that the uncomfortable conversations become comfortable. So that is definitely a pro for teletherapy, because you're like, okay, I could do this because you're in your own setting. And another one is goals. I set goals for my clients, and I'm pretty sure Dr. Does as well, especially other medical professionals and even physical health. We set certain goals. You're able to meet those goals even more and more with more diligent with teletherapy, because you're in it and you feel, the driving home and traffic, it's not all on you. That takes a lot off you. You're like, well, I didn't have to drive, I didn't have to do this. So you're more your mind, and that vision that myself and Dr. T have for you. You get on board, and you're like, I can see that, Dr. C. I can see me overcoming this. I can see you get, like, when you give tips for different things such as anxiety, they're more able to take those coping tips and use those and utilize them, implement them in their daily life and activity, because it's a little easier now. And absolutely, what Dee said. And yes, you don't even have to get dressed. No, you can throw on a shirt and maybe some lipstick, still have on your house shoes and jogging pants or your pajama pants, and do your therapy. It's so many pros. It is more pros than cons. Absolutely. Do you agree with that, Dr. T? Is more pros than cons?
I do agree. I do agree. I really do agree.
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, we can find some things that might be difficult, but at the same time, the good does outweigh the bad when it comes to all of this,
yeah,
and I think the number one piece is the convenience, 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 of all of this,
I love that. You're
Mhm.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
So, for our last rebuttal, Dr. T, what would you say to the audience? What advice would you give them for the ones that has never even indulged or even thought about it, or may thought about it a little and would like to pivot over into telemental health or teletherapy, but have been a little apprehensive because they don't know anything about it? What a couple of things that you would give them to look for, or what advice would you give them to start telehealth?
Okay, well, I'm going to give y'all some tips. And some of the tips that I'm going to give you are number one. The tip is, wait a minute, y'all. Okay, number one, write things down. Okay, I want you to be able to write things down. I actually have it running in the ticker so that y'all can see it. Write things down. Number two, be comfortable. Make sure you're in a comfortable setting. Make sure that you feel relaxed. Know that this is you time. Okay, the time that is being set aside for the from the professional is solely for you. It's not for anybody else, right? It's they focus only on you and your concerns, not the concerns of others, right? During your sessions, be honest. I don't care if it's for medical or physical. Be honest. Make sure you provide all the information that you need. Five, test your device. Okay, we're gonna make sure that device is tested right before we go in, whether you have to do it by phone or if you have to do it by one of the platforms. You know, if you're, when it comes to the therapist, make sure if it's, telemental health, make sure you reach out to the therapist that you have the correct links, that you're using for y'all to meet, right? And then I want you to be able to just breathe, take that moment to be able to relax, be able to breathe, and try not to become so anxious about the experience, because again, this experience is all about you, whether it's for telehealth or telemental health, And number seven, this is the time to be real. During this moment, this is you. This is all you. This is the time for you to be real, for you to be able to express yourself and get it all out, whether it's through therapy or whether it's for physical health with your primary physicians. And these are the seven tips that I'm providing for today.
Absolutely. Beautifully said, Dr. T, and they are great tips. My tips that I have is Eve, and I say this all the time, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Culturally competent therapist. I think it's important. I don't care if it is mental health or teletherapy or just telehealth. You want someone that is culturally competent and responsive, someone for you. Just as Dr. T said, therapy is for you and your mental health is for you. So that is number one for me. So you want to look for someone and seek someone that is culturally competent and responsive that can help you. And you will know first two sessions, give it two sessions. Don't just be one and done. Give it about two sessions and you will know. Also, assessment. Assessment is very important. You want someone that gives you an assessment and maybe consultation. Some call them consultations, some call assessment. So we can see if it's a good fit. So that is number two. My number three is have an open mind. Go into therapy or whether it's telemedicine or teletherapy with an open mind. Because I know this is maybe new territory for you, doing something over the phone or video, but go into it with the open mind. Okay. The next one I have for you is show up. Absolutely. Show up. Don't just make the appointment and not show up. Show up for the appointment and also show up for yourself. Again, you are responsible for your mental and physical health. So we're going to need you to show up. You show up. You do your part and we're going to do ours. The next one I have for you is ask questions. That's right. Again, this is for you. So you have the right. Advocate for yourself. I always say that. Ask questions. Ask them. Ask them questions about their specialty. And if it's something, I'll give you an example. If you're seeking a therapist because you have anxiety and you have been battling with it and you want to chime in on that and you want them to help you, ask questions. Ask them what do they use to help with anxiety. What are their methods? How long are they doing it? Is that their specialty? Do you think they are able to help you? Is it a great fit? Ask whatever questions you need. Again, this is for you. My next one is have a backup, and it's imperative that the mental health or the professional you seek has a backup. And when I say backup, whatever platform they use, I'll use myself for an example. I use a platform that's called TheraLink. I've been using TheraLink for over 6 years. I have a backup. My backup is Zoom. So Zoom has several different styles. The Zoom that I use is HIPAA compliant. Then they have one that's not HIPAA compliant, where just everybody can use, friends and family. Then they have one that's HIPAA compliant. So when you are doing teletherapy or telemedicine, you want to make sure the platform is HIPAA compliant so you can be protected. Because since you are on something like this, as you are today with us, that it could be, I'm going to go and say the word, hacked. And we don't want your information and your business out there because you are protected by HIPAA. So TheraLink is HIPAA compliant. That is what I've been using. And then my backup is Zoom. When TheraLink is acting up or something is going on, I do Zoom and I use that platform, and the Zoom that I use is HIPAA compliant. So those are my suggestions and my tips. Absolutely. Did we have a comment, Dr. T?
Yes, Janelle is also a therapist, JS Self Care. Telehealth is good. More people are inclined to get therapy when it can be done in the comfort of their home. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yes.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
have seen that. She is
Hmm.
absolutely correct. And then you have some on the other side of the con side. Some battle with such high anxiety that they just need to come in because they want that comfort of being there. Because myself and Dr. T and other mental health professionals, a lot
Hmm.
of people and the consumers and or the patients, I may say, look at us as comfort. Like, I
Hmm.
just need to see you, Dr. T. You just comfort. I need to
Right.
come in, and they just want to come in. But for the most part, and like I stated in the beginning,
Hmm.
83% of professionals have went to telehealth
Right.
and telemedicine to be able to reach out to more consumers and to help, especially during this pandemic.
Right.
Absolutely. This was great. So those are our tips. So
Yeah.
what is your last word, Dr. T?
My last word is, for those who might be, reluctant on, trying telehealth, give everything a try. I know right now the world is opening back up, but at the same time, don't be afraid to try new things, when it comes to this, and know that, you're going to get the same care that you would get if you were going into the office that you're going to get at home, because it does help out a lot, Um, yeah, yeah, Janelle was saying one of the cons is in-person interaction. Yeah, that is a con. That is a big con, And Dee was saying her son loves it because it saves on gas, and it does.
Especially now. I'm in California, gas $7.
Mm, I know, girl. So that's my last word. Just be open to it, and just make sure that you find the right professionals that will work with you and understand your apprehension if you're having some issues with focusing on the cons versus, embracing the pros when it comes to telehealth and telemental health.
Absolutely.
What is your
My
last word,
last
Dr. Candace?
word, my last word is continue to advocate for yourself. Remember, you are responsible, no one else. The doctor is not responsible. We are part of your support system. We have the tools and the tips, and we are there to guide you. But you are responsible for your physical and mental health. So we want you to advocate for yourself. Don't worry about us. Don't be afraid to hurt anyone's feelings or the professional's feelings because you feel that is not a good fit. Advocate, advocate, advocate for yourself and take care of yourself. That is my last word. Yes.
Yes. Well, this was an awesome show. So what I'm gonna do now is give y'all a few words from our sponsors. All right, everyone. We want to thank you all for joining us this Friday afternoon. We want you all to be blessed. Have an awesome, awesome, and safe weekend. And we look forward to seeing all of you again next Friday.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Take care.